Welcome back to art class. Today we're going to work on what's called an observational drawing, and you're going to need a few items to do that. This is a project that's going to take 2, possibly 3 weeks to work, depending on how things play out as we go along. You're going to want, I found a plate worked fine. A good sized lid will work. Basically you want a white piece of paper, and you want it to be able to fit on the piece of paper and not hang off. You don't want it to be really small, so a cup is going to be way too small. Okay, so this isn't going to do any good. You need a bigger plate that takes up a lot of space. It gets close to the edge. You're going to want a pencil. You're going to want a coin. I have decided to choose a quarter because it was one of the shinier and cleaner coins that I had. But if you had like a silver dollar or a foreign coin, you are more than welcome to use that as well. Just the cleaner and better shape it is, the better off you are. You're going to need a pair of scissors, and you're probably going to want an eraser. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so you can already see that I've done a little fold here. All this fold is I've gone and folded it so that its edge is touching here, so you kind of have this triangle. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that edge that is created right here, and I'm going to just trace it. Like that. Because really what I want is a square piece of paper. So now I'm going to just trim the extra off. Now somebody always asks, you know, what should we do with this little bit of extra? Are we going to need it for this project? Those kinds of things. The answer is no, you don't have to save it for this project, but I keep my big scraps because they're handy for me to do doodles on or practice something on. Things like that. So I would hang on to this. The other thing it's really good for is this is a big enough piece that you could actually rest your hand on so it doesn't smear pencil. I'm just going to set that off here. Here's my pencil. All right. My lid. I'm going to center it as best I can. And don't worry about the fold. It eventually will fade away as we go from just working on the paper. And I am going to trace my little plate here. Like I said, it could be a lid, it could just be a circle that you happen to have around the house, whatever. Okay, so now what I want us to do is we're actually just going to be drawing the coin. So it's mostly about looking at your coin and drawing what's actually there. I'm not looking for the little dings and little marks that happen from coins getting used and dropped and things like that. I'm looking for the actual features of the coins that are supposed to be there. I want to be able to give you a couple of tips for working with this. One of the things that I like to do, put that over here, is I like to get some layout stuff done first. Like one of the first things I notice is most coins have some kind of lip on the edge. So there's actually a circle within a little circle. So that would be something I would go in and add. Now, if you were lucky, you could have another plate or something that is slightly smaller and you could trace it. I do not have something that's just a hair smaller than this, so I hand drew my picture here. Okay, so I got that part done because that's pretty easy to do. Next, what I like to do is I like to look at where the lettering is, because letters are an easy thing to kind of block out and figure out where things should be. So like here on this one, it says $quarter at the bottom. Now the interesting thing about quarters is they do change from year to year. They don't always say exactly the same thing. The letters here are could be different. Sometimes I've seen just quarter down here at the bottom, and then sometimes it's $quarter. At the top, mine says United States of America. Right? So it doesn't always say United States of America, depending on what year the coin was made. So what I'm going to do here is, before I worry about the image of what's on there, I'm going to block out where the letters are, because usually lettering is kind of symmetrical, so it evens out on both sides. So this would be the middle. So I'm going to put a little mark in the middle, and it goes about to here, and it will be about the same on this side. So I'm just going to put a mark so I can see this is my mark to my middle, just so I can see the spacing here. Then the letters do not actually touch the edge, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually draw a curved line so I know where the bottom of my letters will have to hit. That way my letters will be even. A lot of people try to skip that step, and then their letters they don't line up real well. They're not even, and it looks terrible. So just make sure you take this time to draw some lines to help yourself out. It's just guidelines. Then I'm going to draw a curved line for the top so I know how tall these letters should be. And I can use my thumb to kind of gauge if they're close. Okay, and then I can always make adjustments as we go. Okay, so that's $quarter. At the top here, I have United States of America, and that goes almost halfway. So if I find the halfway, which is roughly about there, it's just a little bit above that. So the U's right about there, and then the A from the end of America is right above that. So I'm right there. This will be the middle, so I'll just put a mark there. $quarter and United States of America are roughly the same size, so I will make their spacing roughly the same size. See that needs to be adjusted. There we go. Okay, next, so I have my United States of America labeled. I have my $quarter labeled, where they're going to go. Then I can go in and I can figure out this got a Liberty right here. Liberty is right above where the Q will be, and the Q will be like right here. So I need to put a box for Liberty right here. Now Liberty is written a little bit smaller, so my box has to be a little bit smaller in size. Then over here it says "In God We Trust." It's 3 levels, so I need to make my box match that. So "In" is in the top here, "God We" is in the middle, and then "Trust" takes up a little less space at the bottom here. And then on mine, there's actually a little P underneath, and that P signifies what mint it came from, the Philadelphia Mint. Let me make sure here. Is it a P or a D? Oh, nope, it is a D. It is coming from the Denver Mint. Okay, next, our goal is to get the outline of whatever your item is. Okay, so I'm not looking for all the detail right now. I just want to make sure my guy is tall enough, and I'm just basically getting the outline. This happens to be George Washington. Now the lettering, the spacing on the letters help me out because there's curves in his back of the hair, and they line up with the corner of part of the lettering, so that I know to get that far. Okay. I know his hair is a little bit past the halfway point, so his hair is to here, and then his forehead. He's actually got kind of a flat forehead. And the nose is about even with the bottom of the U. So I'm using the spacing that I had here to help figure out where your letters are supposed to go. Okay, so the Y is very close to his chin here. Let's get a little hair tie at the bottom, and then like that. And I think that is where we'll leave it for today, where we have everything laid out. Spend some time adjusting. You know, I have some areas that I want to adjust here, and then just kind of get your spacing laid out. This part is by itself will take a while. Then next week what we'll do is we'll do some detail, and then we'll go over the next step after the detail. So let's get this far. Once you're this far, what I would do just to make sure you don't lose your coin is maybe get a piece of tape and tape it to this pet project for the time being. That way, and what you could do is, you know, piece like this. I got a little masking tape or clear tape, whatever, and then just tape it to the corner and keep it off the side. Take a snapshot of it, send it to me so I can take a look at it. Make sure your coin is in the picture when you take a picture of it so that I can get a rough idea of what you are doing, and then maybe if you need pointers, I can help you out. If not, then I'll give you the thumbs up. All right? And I will see you next week.